Welcome to Licensed Poetics, a podcast where writers talk about books. Sorry, usual intro today. I'm your host, Fan Ling.
And I'm Derek. I'm glad to be back. It's nice to chat again. I feel like...
Yeah, it's been a while.
It has been a while.
Because I was away in Melbourne for a weekend. Yeah. So yeah, it's good to be back. I've been looking forward to this.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I only have so many friends, so you make sure they're all fed with life.
Yeah, okay. So what do we have planned for today's episode, Derek?
I guess today's episode we'll be talking about... We're doing updates.
Oh, I will brand it as a life update, but it's really just two dreams that I had about Derek. This
controversial.
This week. No, I'll try to describe the dreams in a way that is interesting to you and to other people, because you know the thing where like there's nothing as boring as someone else's dream.
Yeah, but if you just make it fictional, then suddenly people are like, oh, that's okay, I guess.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, right? Make it fictional and make it like interesting. Okay, so and other than that, I also have a pretty significant reading update.
All right, cool.
Do
you want to start
first
with yours first, or?
Okay, so I'll do the reading update, and then you do yours, and then I'll talk about the dream. We have to save the dream to last, because that's probably the juiciest part.
Juiciest or most boring. So like either way, they can just skip
juiciest.
People can just skip it.
Yeah. Okay. So I just want to officially announce that I am starting an Annie Ernaux phase yet again.
Any reason?
Okay. So there's this New Yorker piece that I read a long time ago, probably over a year ago, in the library. So I don't know if you know, but I have this little habit of sometimes going into libraries like the New South Wales State Library or the City of Sydney, one of the City of Sydney libraries. And I would go in and read their copies of the magazines that they have. So I would go in and read the New Yorker, because I don't have a subscription. And if I don't want to read the things illegally, so I just go in and read the actual copies of the magazine.
I didn't even know they had those. If I had known that, I would have done that more. That's a pretty good way to get to read those. I didn't know libraries carried magazines. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you also didn't know. That's crazy. Yeah, so I love going to the State Library of New South Wales. Shout out to them. If they can collab with us.
We're just trying anything at this point.
Yeah, I'm just trying anything. Shout out to them. I always go to their magazine section is in the new building. So they have two buildings. So you go down to lower ground, and then you do have to check your bags in. So you would check your bags into a locker, and then you walk in, go downstairs, and they have a whole magazine section sorted by, type. I usually pull off a few, right, to read. And I don't read the cover to cover. I just read the sections that I'm interested in. Mm-hmm. But I normally get the New Yorker, sometimes the Economist, and what's the other one? Oh, the Monthly. You know, the Australian one, the Monthly. Probably one of my favorite Australian publications.
It's called the Monthly?
The Monthly, yeah. It's like an arts and culture, sometimes politics, commentary kind of thing.
Oh,
it's
really
good.
I've never heard of it.
Do look it up. It's really good. And yeah, maybe a year ago or last year, or maybe a year and a half ago, I went in and I put off an issue of the New Yorker, and I noticed that there was an Annie Ernaux piece in it. And I was really excited because at the time I was already quite a big Annie Ernaux fan. And I read it, and I loved it so much because it was a piece where Annie Ernaux was essentially responding to a few photographs. Do you remember how I talked to you about like a writer having a second medium, like a second art medium that I have a connection to? So for Murakami, it's music. I think for Annie Ernaux, it's photography, because in her books, she often, describes photos and like structures her writing like in response to a photo. And in this particular piece that I read that day, it's like an excerpt. I didn't know this at the time, but it's an excerpt from one of her books, and I'm holding that book in my hand right now. It's called The Use of Photography. So that piece, like. I wonder what your reaction is going to be, like, when I tell you what it's about. Because when I told Ma Ling on Friday, she just laughed.
Okay.
So these photos are, for a period in Annie Ernaux's life, she's seeing a guy. And these photos are photos the morning after of the clothes strewn all over the floor.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, very calm reaction.
I don't know why. I don't know why she laughed.
Yeah, I also don't really know why she
It's like
laughed.
an art student thing to do. Like
Yeah. So, I mean,
like think of a photographer in your life. Do you think that they would do something like that? Do you think Jeremy would do something like that?
Who?
Jeremy? Jeremy's a photographer.
Is he? I think you told me, but I don't.
Yeah. He's pretty good.
Wow, that's the thing, Derek. I have so many photographers in my life. I think everyone is into photography.
Yeah.
Are you into photography?
I don't have an eye for still. I mean, I guess I know what I like, but I don't know how to take photos.
See, that's how I feel as well. I love looking at photography, but I wouldn't say I'm a dabbler. But I have so many photographers in my life. Like even at my birthday picnic, people are like getting together and like, oh, are you into photography? Or what camera do you use? Or blah, blah, blah.
I wanted to ask you something about your birthday, but I'll do it later.
Stay tuned for the next episode. Okay. Yeah. So it's a photo of, imagine, I think early 2000s. 2003, and like a small apartment in France, and then it was like women's underwear, men's jeans, big man's boot, little pointed kitten heels, like just thrown all over the floor, near the entryway.
Kitten
and then
heels.
another photo.
She's trying to fuck. She's like,
yeah.
She's really trying to fuck.
In the entryway, yes. And then she's like, okay. In this photo, there was flash. And then the radiator and the wall are like super startlingly white from the glare.
Yeah.
And the wood floor is shiny. So that's one photo. Another photo is the same scene but in the kitchen. So you can see the dishes, and you can even see like last night's unfinished meal. And then same thing, you can see the clothes all over the floor. And in the New Yorker piece, which was an excerpt, like I said, Annie Ernaux revealed that she was going through cancer treatment at the time.
Damn,
and
so she had cancer and she was just out here fucking.
Exactly.
That's so tough, dude. Oh, that's so sick. Like, she's so cool. I gotta read some Annie Ernaux. Okay. Well,
what?
If you give me one book to read and I will read it. Maybe I can convince Daphne to read it because she's also French.
And I love how in the piece it's not even super heavy-handed either. It just seems so 理所当然. I don't know how to say that in English. As a matter of course. It seems as a matter of course. Because of course you would keep making love when you're going through cancer treatment. And she said, like, she had a bald head. Her body was completely, like, hair-free. She had tubes and stuff sticking out of her. She had the catheter on her chest implanted. I know that one. My mom used to have it. And then during her surgery, her breast was burned by radiation. She had, like, swollen lumps and things, and then she's like, oh, sometimes I look like an extraterrestrial with all my tubes. And then just very lightly in there, like, it didn't stop us from making love.
Damn, bro. The French are different, man.
I know.
The French are just different. There's something
also,
about these French.
After I picked up the book this week, I looked into it a bit more, because usually I'm not super interested in the male protagonists of Annie Ernaux's love, like,
and this
books.
Time you're like, who is this champion?
No, this time because I picked up this book and I noticed his name is also on the cover, because he's also a writer. And then I noticed this book is very different to all the other books, 5 or 6 of them that I have read from her, as in this is a co-write. Like, he also contributed
that's cool.
words. Yeah. I don't think in the New Yorker excerpt, but like in this book. And he's 18 years younger than her.
That is so French. That's you have just described the Frenchest situation possible. Wait,
let me double check that. I don't want to get it wrong. Okay, the guy, Marc-Marie, born in 1962. Annie Ernaux, born in 1940. Wait,
that's 22 years.
How did I come up with 18? Okay, fine, 22 years.
That's so tough. I love her. She's amazing.
I know. She's so honest. Like, she's willing to go to any length to be honest.
She's so free.
I know, right? And then the piece, the New Yorker piece, and also the book. I'm only halfway through the book. I haven't finished it. I very much look forward to finishing. I love it. It's an intersection between, like, so cancer, love, so death, love, and writing. I love that writing is so much, so present in all of her work that like she's always thinking about form as she's doing the form. That in the piece, my favorite line is like, I was looking for a literary form that would contain my whole life. It did not yet exist. So
she would have loved TikToks.
No, she's still alive.
She loves TikToks, I bet.
What was I saying? Yeah.
What is she doing now, I wonder?
She won a Nobel Prize last year, or a few years ago. I think she's just like happy living in her mansion. And like the act of taking the photos, right? Like I thought it was like a spontaneous thing because
right.
I thought it was a spontaneous thing because, you know, obviously now we have like phone cameras and shit, but I read the book and I realized it's not spontaneous at all. It was so intentional to the point where I'm certain that while they were having sex, they were thinking about the photo they were going to take afterwards. That I even wonder, like, as they were throwing the clothes on the floor, did they think about the composition? Because at the time, it was very difficult to take photos with the like old cameras or whatever. And then you have to wait for days for the film to develop. And then you wouldn't find out what the photo looked like until like 40 days later. Or maybe not 40 days, like weeks later.
Damn.
So it was just like she's the epitome of the writer thing.
That's awesome. That's so
cool. Even the cancer thing as well. Her guy, she calls him M. M says to her, I think you got cancer just so you can write about it.
That's so good.
Yeah. Any questions from you? But I'll look for some nice quotes to read out.
That's so good. That's just so good.
Oh, yeah. See? She says, I realize it seems I've always wanted to preserve images of the devastated landscape that remains after lovemaking. Oh, so good. Oh, it seems like breast cancer was something that was destined to happen to me, like all things that happen mainly to women.
That's a good line.
And then he staring at my chest, he asked if the cancer was in my left breast. I was surprised. The right was visibly more swollen than the left because of the tumor. He could not imagine that the prettier of the two was the one with cancer.
I wonder what she's like as a person. She must be so charismatic. Or
we have
not
no
charismatic at all. I guess we can just watch an interview with her. I don't understand French.
Ask Daphne to translate for you.
Can
she speak French?
She's like fluent.
Oh, yeah, and then there was one day on the 11th of February after a quick lunch. We didn't have time to make love. The photo was the thing we did instead.
I like that. That's a good one. That's a good one. I think sometimes like there's this.
Yeah.
I think there's this fantasy of a creative entanglement that is so common to like.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's common in all art forms, but you see it in writing a lot. I feel like.
Has to be. I mean, he's a writer as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think between writers, with writers.
This is a photo of M's boots on top of Annie Ernaux's bra.
French. I don't know what to do about this. This whole episode is just like us saying, like you saying something and me being like, "That's so French."
It's so French, yeah. I'll finish soon, but like for anyone who is being sold by me right now, I recommend Simple Passion as a place to start. Also about her love affair with a married man this time, but no photos. But that's probably my favorite work. The thought that he has begun to write about these photos filled me with a kind of excitement that I've never felt before, as much intellectual as physical. It's a secret we share, a sort of new erotic practice. To open up, sometimes it also frightens me. To open up your writing space is more violent than to open up your sex. Yeah.
Do you think that's true?
I don't know.
I don't think that's true. Like, is a writer's room an orgy? I don't know. I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, and then, this one. This is, again, her signature that I have to give a shout out to, which is, even though her writing is so intensely personal about her own life, she always alludes to important world events. Mm-hmm. And she does it through like her lens. And she says, at the time, the United States attacked Iraq. One morning, I turned on the radio, and there it was, a distant horror that I could only feel through my love affair with M.
Wish I could find this book that I've been telling you about since I've met you, I feel like, which is this, that's a great sentence, by the way. I should write that down. But That's like, remember how I told you about 9/11 fiction?
Oh yeah. In like, the Japanese love hotel kind of thing.
That has that image is like indelible.
I see.
It's stuck in my brain, and that's like a similar thing, right? Like this sex, death, like cancer,
exactly.
Life, whatever. Like that's fascinating.
So just before this line, she went through a few very sparse lines of description of like millions of people are marching. I hung a white banner on my balcony, and that's it. Like so sparse. And then it was that I can only feel it through my love affair with her. Because of course that's the only way she can feel it. To say anything otherwise, it would be untruthful, because you can only feel distant horrors through your own lens. And I love how she just acknowledges it so openly.
That's a banger.
Wait. I do want to read the line by M that I think is also not too bad. This is by her. Every man I've been involved with seemed to have brought me a revelation different each time. The difficulty I experience in doing without a man comes less from a purely sexual need than from the desire to know. To know what, I cannot say. I still don't know what revelation M was supposed to offer me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of convinced now, actually. So
yeah,
I will. That sounds really interesting.
Okay, I want to hear yours now. Hit me with it.
Okay, I have like two. So one of them is like kind of actually not directly me, but I was.
What?
So I've been like, Daphne's been reading The Circle, and I forget who it's by. David Eggers. Why do I think David Lowe? David Eggers, and it's
dystopian novel.
Yeah. So it's about a company called The Circle, and it's like this idea of like technocratic monopoly, basically, is the idea of the story.
Okay.
And it was funny because Daphne, like, I think she really enjoyed the book, but as I was sitting next to her, she would just get mad at the writing, because she kind of enjoyed the ending. She enjoyed a lot of stuff about it. She enjoyed some of the story. She hated the way the character was written so much.
But she still enjoyed the book. That's crazy.
Kind of. She started like skipping pages and stuff, but she'd be sitting on my couch and she'd just be like, "Oh my God, this fucking, like, why is she always drunk when she's talking to men? I hate her." And she just gets so mad about the book.
That's funny.
But so that's not really an update, but I have been, I guess,
you're being like vicariously consuming the book.
Vicariously reading.
Okay. That's a good update.
Novel.
Would you read it? Probably not, right? Because she's complained about it so much.
I don't know. So apparently the big problem is that it's a female protagonist, and he obviously, like, he's a guy, and he's just bad at writing women. I think. Like he can't.
I see.
Yeah, and like some of the plot points are absurd, and it's very pulpy. Sometimes it's very silly, but I haven't really read too much lately, but we did watch the other day The Talented Mr. Ripley. So not the show on Netflix, I think, which is called Ripley, but The Talented Mr. Ripley, which is a movie. There's
Matt
also
Damon.
Matt Damon, Gwyneth Paltrow, Cate Blanchett, Jude Law, who's really hot in it.
I do think Jude Law is really hot.
If you're a fan of Jude Law, but I ended up like having mixed feelings about the movie, and I don't know if you have this as well. If I watch a movie based on a book and I love the movie, sometimes I don't bother with the book. But if I watch a movie and then if I've got like
it's
very
bad.
mixed views views about it, or it's bad, then I'm intrigued by the book. I don't know if you have this as well.
Yeah, kind of. If I feel the movie kind of unsatisfying and I wish I could get more out of the book,
Because I've heard a lot of people who tend to say stuff like, "Oh, I loved the movie, so I'm going to read the book," which is not usually how I do things. Like, I only go to the book if like I've been unsatisfied by the movie.
That. Wait, so what's this film about?
It's basically about a guy who steals someone's identity, but it's like a psychological thriller. So he's like, I'm trying to think, how do I not spoil it? Because I don't want to ruin it for you.
Oh, steal identity.
It's like a psychological thriller. So basically, he doesn't have any. He's good at imitating people and imitating their speech and that sort of thing, and also forging signatures and stuff. So it's set in like the 60s.
I've seen that kind of
basically,
thing.
the plot very generally is there's Matt Damon's character, Tom Ripley, is given a task by a rich guy, to go to Italy and bring back his son. Instead, what he does is he ends up going and hanging out with that son. And he gets really attracted to the lifestyle and the guy.
Okay.
And things ensue.
Okay. So what was lacking about it that made you want to go to the book?
So the ending for me is very unsatisfying.
Okay.
And the tension sort of falls away after the first reveal. The first big reveal, which happens like halfway through the movie. And I'm like, oh. And so the movie starts to lose steam.
Okay.
And at a certain point, I'm just pissed off at the movie now. Like maybe, I think it's like maybe a 2-hour movie or something. And then like
you got bored.
an hour and 10 in, an hour and 20, I'm like, oh my God. I don't care anymore about this. Like it just feels like the same thing is happening over and over and over again. And I wonder if that's like a problem with the movie, or it's like a problem with the story. Because this movie is based on a book by Patricia Highsmith. I don't know if you've ever read any of her books. She's written, I think she's like quite a famous author. The thing that interested me about it was that the movie ends, it's 2 hours in, it's a long movie. But that's an adaptation of only the first novel in the series. There's 4 fucking novels of this. So if I was tired by the end of the first movie, I can't even imagine reading the whole thing. Yeah. So I'm kind of curious. I'm like, maybe there's a quality to the book or like written storytelling that makes it more engaging. Maybe because you can look into the character's internal world a lot more.
Okay. Yeah.
I was fascinated by the pacing because the pacing was so breakneck, like that speed of the pacing at the beginning, basically up until the halfway point. You're like shooting through the movie. And I'm like, this movie is so brilliant. It's so efficient. It's so quick in establishing what it needs to for the characters and moving on. And then the second half becomes this really pointless character study, which I found really irritating.
Oof. Okay.
Or maybe it wasn't even a character study. Maybe all the character study stuff happened at the beginning, and then the end is just a series of events that starts to happen. And it feels like none of them really have any impact.
Right. I can see why you're curious about this.
So I'm curious because I'm like, there's something about this that's really compelling, but the fucking product sucks. And so maybe there's also an old version of a French adaptation called Purple Noon, I think.
Okay, this is a very French episode.
Starring Alain Delon. I always forget. He's like a famous French actor.
I know that
He's
name.
really hot.
I know that name.
So if you want to watch that as well.
I've seen his name said in Chinese.
Yeah.
That's how famous he is.
He must be, he's like a really famous actor. And he's very good looking. I think he's famous for being really
good looking, right?
Yeah. So yeah, anyway, very intriguing. But the fun thing about that I found out is that, so I'm like thinking about getting into the book. And so I start basically there's a lot of gay sexual tension in this book. There's a lot of queer undertones and stuff. I mean, they're overtones in the movie. And the book is written by a lesbian woman.
Okay.
Patricia Highsmith. And the more I read about her, because we were kind of like, this is, I was thinking, I'm like, oh, this is like a very toxic like idea of
queer love.
No, just of being in love generally.
Okay.
Like I want to be. I don't know. This is kind of a spoiler, but not really. It's like
you want to be the other person.
You want to be in that sort of Saltburn, that sort of like, you know what I mean, like that genre of movie. That sort of
Saltburn. People have
Secret History.
People have been recommending Saltburn to me.
Yeah, that sort of thing. And so I started looking it up because I was like, that's interesting because Secret History, which has a similar idea about envying someone's lifestyle, about envying somebody else, that is also written by like a lesbian woman. And I was like, is there a genre of like evil, toxic lesbian like queer films? Because I was thinking about that, The Piano Teacher, I think it's called, which is another one of these. Anyway, so I started reading into Patricia Highsmith, who is an American novelist and short story writer. And she's like really known for like writing psychological thrillers. And she has a lot of her writing is like based on like existential themes and stuff, I guess. That's what it looked at. But if she has a really fascinating like personal life.
Okay. You know when you scroll down to the personal life section?
That's exactly. I love doing that. There's nothing better than doing that for writers, right? So it says, Highsmith had anorexia as a teenager and episodes of depression throughout her life. Despite literary success, she wrote in her diary in 1970, "I am now cynical, fairly rich, lonely, depressed, and totally pessimistic." She was an alcoholic who by middle age drank from breakfast till bedtime, smoking 40 cigarettes a day, rarely eating fruit or vegetables. In 73, she was advised by her doctor if she did not change her lifestyle, she might not live past 55.
At 73 years old.
At 55.
At 55. What kind of doctor is that?
So under personality.
When did she live until?
She was killed in 1993, maybe, or in the 1990s, I think she died. Her personality. So there's a quote. There's a journal entry in 1947. Despite her reputation as a recluse in her later years, she had a circle of friends. Her biographers, friends, and acquaintances describe her public and private behavior as eccentric, rude, difficult, and antisocial. She once brought pet snails to a dinner party in the 60s and let them wander.
Oh my
In
God.
68, at a dinner party, she deliberately lowered her head to a candle, setting her hair on fire. A psychiatrist observing her at a hotel in 1963 said to the owner, "You do realize you have a psychopath in the hall out there." So she predominantly dated women.
Okay.
And she occasionally engaged in sex with men without physical desire. Writing in her diary in 1948, "The male face doesn't attract me, isn't beautiful to me." She described, I can't read that. But she was described as a lesbian who did not very much enjoy being around other women, whose few affairs with men occurred just to see if she could be into men because she clearly preferred their company.
What the actual fuck?
She called herself basically polygamous, consistently unfaithful to her lovers. She noted in her 1949 diary that she could sustain a relationship no longer than 2 to 3 years. In 1943, she wrote, "There is something perverted within me, that I don't love a girl anymore if she loves me more than I love her." She was described by a biographer, Andrew Wilson. She would always forever be prone to falling in love, always happiest when alone.
Wait.
And then there's a section with,
yeah.
I'm not going to go into it, but
Yeah,
there's a section with all of her relationships.
That is one long personal life section.
And it is so bad. She blamed her mother for failed relationships, writing, "I never get over it. Thus, I seek out women who will hurt me in a similar manner, avoiding
my
the women
God.
who are good eggs."
That is...
She basically looked for women she could worship, loving only fantasy figures. "I fit the person to my wishes, find they don't fit, and then proceed to break it off." She just basically spends years, and I'm gonna go into all of it, but she basically years of just she dated this person. She was married tried to marry this man who she was sleeping with. Meanwhile, she was sleeping with a lot of other women, so it was a polyamorous relationship.
Yeah.
But she also cheated on all of those women with other women. And she basically does this from 1943 or whatever to 1980 something. She's basically just cheating on
40
everyone
years.
for years until in 1980 or something she decides to become celibate. I'm so obsessed now. I gotta read more. I gotta read her writing.
Wow.
Annie Ernaux seems perfectly healthy. I mean, what the hell is this?
I would say it reminded me of a little bit of Frida Kahlo, but I don't think even Frida Kahlo's love life is as interesting as this one's.
It was it's so long, and she's just constantly dating women who have a really high social standing, and then realizing they're just actual people.
How does she pull
that
them
Manic
when
Pixie Dream
she...
Girl-
How does she pull them when she's a psychopath?
Maybe because she is.
Because...
The question is have you seen how unattractive Jean-Paul Sartre or whatever his name is?
Yeah. The eyes looking in opposite directions. Yeah.
But he is looking at 2 different women and they both want him.
Wait, really?
Yes, he was famously a philanderer.
Really? Is he?
He was
I
sleeping
didn't
with
know that.
everyone.
I didn't know that. I just knew he was really ugly. Oh, look at that. I have a copy of
Camus
his
was
book
sleeping with
right
a million
next to me.
people. I mean, these guys are just... Oh, French.
Yeah.
Okay, the French are taking a real beating in this. I should stop.
Yeah. You should let your girlfriend know.
I've given her so much smack.
But listen, this is this is good though. We're admiring the free. You said so. She's so free. That's what you said. She's so free.
Yes, she's also so insane.
Wait, is Patricia French? No, she's American.
No, she's an American.
Right. Okay.
She's so
Wow.
crazy. She dated
Amazing.
Germans, dated a bunch of people.
Amazing reading update. Although it's more like a film update.
Yeah, I guess so.
Vicarious reading update and also
But
a film update.
I'm excited to try and read it. I mean, maybe it'll be super interesting.
Now, should we move on to the last section of this episode?
Yes, let's do that.
It's good length as well. Okay, so a dream that I had where Derek is the main character. I'll just preface by saying What were you gonna say?
How am I the main character? Was it like a movie type dream? Were you not the first person perspective?
Actually, no. Well,
Or-
fine,
or-
relating
or
to
I
you.
was the
Relating
subject.
to you.
I was the
Maybe,
subject
yeah,
of the
you're the
dream. Yeah,
subject.
okay.
Yeah. No, but okay. I'll just preface by saying I had a really difficult week. I had really struggled with my sleep and appetite, and I for many days this week I was like waking up at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and then being unable to sleep again until 6 in the morning. And this night, I had one dream first and then another one. The first one is much more cheerful than the second one. I'll just preface by saying the second one, I woke up sobbing. I woke up sobbing at like 3 a.m. But I'll talk to that one later. I'll say the first one first. First question is, do you remember your blue hoodie with white words on it?
Yeah, yeah, I have it. Yeah, what about it?
What words does it have on it?
I'm pretty sure it's for the band, the 1975.
I've definitely seen you wear that hoodie.
Yeah.
So in the dream, you were wearing this hoodie.
Okay.
And no context, like most dreams. Oh, no context. Yeah, like most dreams. I just woke up and then it was in like a performance hall, like an exhibition stage room kind of thing with white walls. And then I was among like the audience. There's maybe not a huge audience, 10, 20 people.
Okay,
and then
yeah.
you were performing some kind of acrobatic parkour magic thing where it was like you were wearing that hoodie, so I knew it was definitely you, and like I could see your face and your hair and everything, and then so you were you made it like a jump into the air, and you were inside a soap bubble, right? Like it's very Murakami also for some reason. So you were in a soap bubble, and you did one of this with your hair. For audio listeners, I dreamed that Derek pushed his curly hair like away from his forehead in midair, and you were inside a soap bubble, right? So you were floating, and you did a very impressive like kick where you like swung your leg like straight, and then because you swung midair, the momentum was enough for you to do like a somersault in midair. So you did that, and then everyone clapped.
That was a whole dream?
No, there's a bit more. No, but that's such a good scene, don't you think? It's such a magical, clean, and vivid scene.
It's so absurd.
You were wearing gray sweatpants and white socks.
I think that's how I dressed the first time we had the writers thing at Marlene's place. I think that's the reason.
Wait, at Marlene's thing?
Didn't we first meet at Marlene's?
Yeah. Is that what you were wearing?
I think that's what I wore.
Maybe.
That's funny.
That's crazy. So that's that. And then I think it was like a performance troupe. Nikki also was in it. Nikki is Derek's sister, who I have never really met in real life. So this is just even more insane. But then like after I see you do you can imagine, right? I think I've described it pretty well.
Okay.
After that, I saw like this anime style cut to all of the performers. You know the headshots that are doing anime?
Like Evangelion or something?
Yeah, but also like Japanese high school yearbook where everyone has like a headshot. Okay. And then I just saw like a bunch of pictures like rolling across the screen in my mind. And then it was Derek and Nikki as on the performers list.
What the fucking sort of dream is this shit? What does it mean?
Yeah, what does it mean? Derek, what do you think it means?
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it means nothing.
Or I'm sure there's something to be there's smarter people than us can break it down. I don't know that we that's so funny.
So that was like a weird but moderate, pretty enjoyable dream. Like
I was gonna say, and then you woke up sobbing.
No, not
this dream.
This,
you were like, oh my god, why are they in the soap bubble?
But I will say the image of you doing the somersault is still very potent in my mind.
That's so stupid. That's funny. All right. So let's hear about your second dream.
Okay. The second dream. Okay, before I tell you, I'm very superstitious about this. You have to promise you'll be careful. Like, are you doing any dangerous activities this week?
I went climbing, but not really.
Indoor climbing?
Yeah.
Okay. wear your harness. I don't know. Don't
You
drive.
can't.
Like,
Okay, go ahead. Sure.
no, I dream that. See, I know where this dream comes from. It's from, like, this week I've been reliving a lot of my very bad memories. And I have a history of, not a history of, like, it happened to me many times where I'm just in the midst of everyday life, my everyday environment, and I've been, like, pulled aside to tell, like, bad news. So that I dreamed that happened. So I dreamed that I was at work, and then I received a phone call from Derek's dad. No.
Because he's a fan of the show. He's a fan of the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Derek's dad. Thanks for listening. See, this is why I'm like, I don't want, like, talking about it. You have to make sure it doesn't happen. But I dreamed that I'm at my current workplace, and then Derek's dad called me and saying something bad had happened to Derek. And then I even remember being in, like, one of our meeting rooms receiving the call, and then I remember, like, walking out and having to ask my manager and be like, hey, I have to go.
Because Derek died?
Yeah.
Damn, that's funny. Wait,
That's not
oh, it's funny to me.
Oh, no.
I'm dead.
No. It's horribly appropriate because Derek is in America. Derek is not here.
So what was the reason that I died? Did the
I don't
dream
know.
go into that?
No one knows. No one knows.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
That's fascinating. That
is crazy.
So it's funny to me because, like, I'm pretty confident I can't die. I don't know if I've told everyone this.
Don't say that.
Yeah, well, I nearly got into a car crash, and then, like, the car hit the tree, and I didn't die. That was God's one chance to get me, and it's
That
over
was so
now,
many years ago, right?
Be a bitch. Come get me.
No, like, just okay. I'm superstitious about this, and I don't apologize for being superstitious. Just make sure you'll be careful. Don't you die on me.
That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, I woke up just completely sobbing.
Aww. Because we're friends. Aww.
Yeah.
That's so nice. That's so nice.
What?
I'll tell you what. If I had a dream about Jeremy dying, do you know what my reaction would be?
Yeah.
Ha! Hey,
No,
Jeremy, you fucking...
Are you telling me if you had a dream about me, you wouldn't cry?
I'm not superstitious, though, so it's different.
Okay, fine. I am superstitious.
I'm not superstitious, and I would be sad if you actually died. If that, like, obviously.
Okay, no, don't say that. I'm superstitious about that.
Oh, you have the thing that my mom has as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an Asian thing.
My mom be doing that.
It's
That's
an
fair
Asian
enough.
thing. Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, like, I don't know that. No, I don't. To me, a dream is a dream.
Okay, fine, fair enough. But yeah.
But that is very sweet of you. That is your reaction. That's very sweet, I think.
That's what Sophie said. I told her about this dream, and she's like, "Oh, Derek will be so flattered by this."
Yeah, it's nice. It's like, aw, like, my friends think about me. That's
Yeah.
Aw.
And it was like, yeah, my biggest fear, just like being pulled out of daily life again, and
to be told
being given
awful
this news.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that reveals a little bit about my emotional state this week.
Damn, that's rough. Wish we just go back to talking about affairs and being awful writers.
More
awful
morning
people.
after photos. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
On that note, I think we should end today's episode.
Okay, that sounds
Yeah.
good. Oh my god, what a note to end on. Anyway, tune in next time
Yes.
where I will still be here. Worry not.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, on that note, thanks for listening to this week's episode of Licensed Poetics. If you'd like to support us, head to buymeacoffee.com/licensedpoetics. I'm your host, Fang Ling.
And I'm Derek, and I'm still here. See you later.
See you next time. Bye.